Hi everyone, welcome into this segment of market breakdown. Another one is coming so soon because it's back-to-back content creation season for me. It's not just content. As market is giving us opportunities, we have no other choice but to dive into it so as to make money. So with that being said, I am going to go into today's aspect of the video without wasting much time. But before I do that, I would like you guys to do me a favor by hitting the subscribe button. The channel is starting to get a good turn up. It's starting to get quite a number of views, but the subscribers are still very few. I would really appreciate if you do me if you do yourself and you also do me a favor by hitting the subscribe button. I believe you've been enjoying the content so far, so sorry about that, guys. So do well to hit the subscribe button, and then we move on to the listen. Okay, believing that is done already, so we're just going to, you already know the order of things on this channel. If you're new, you're welcome, but if you're old, you should already know by now the order of things, which is that I usually go over the previously analyzed space before I now proceed into what it is next that the market is trying to give us, the next opportunities that market is trying to present to us. So with that being said, I am not going to look into so much into the previously analyzed one today. Reason being that I have quite a number of pairs I want to actually analyze today, and I don't want to take so much time. However, I'm just going to I'm just going to talk briefly on them. So for CAD CHF, it already went to our take profit, and for AUS 200, it already went to our first TP as well, and then it came back to hit us for break even, which means we did make money on AUS 200, even though it wasn't something as much as we wanted to, but we were still able to bank something into our account due to our trade management skills. So we're still able to make something. And also we were waiting for Apple stock, we were waiting for Adobe stock, and GBPNZD, which is the one we're looking at the moment. GBPNZD is the one I'm projecting on the screen. So we were looking at Apple stock, we were looking at Adobe stock. Adobe stock is almost set. So by next week, maybe if the market decides to give us an entry next week, we should get in this coming week, which is well, should I say this week? I'm recording this on Sunday, so I should be posting this either Sunday night or Monday morning. So whichever time it goes, like during the week, I believe you already understand. We should be getting an entry on Adobe stock, and also for Apple stock, is still consolidating below our entry zone. So whenever it is that it breaks it back to the upside, we're going to be looking for buying opportunities. If you want more details on that, it's best for you to look to the previous if you want more details, it's best that you look into the previous video for you to be able to get a better gist of what it is I'm talking about. So with that being said, I'll just start from GBPNZD, which is one of the pairs I actually did analyze, so I won't be going too much into this as well. So like I've said, GBPNZD, we were looking for bullish momentum. Let me just take this out. We're no longer needing it. I just used it for an illustration in the last in the last video, and it's already playing out. If you go over the last video, you're going to get a better understanding of it. So I'm just going to come down to the daily time frame and then show you guys make you guys understand better the things it is that is now starting to show on GBPNZD. For this one is a little bit more different. The entry style now is becoming a little bit more different. That's why I'll still be talking on GBPNZD, but I'm not going to be talking on Adobe stock and Apple again, because we're still looking for the same entry pattern. We've already had some TPs, but now we're looking for more TPs. Really be already great. So looking at GBPNZD now, we're seeing a morning star at the other zone it is that we're waiting for GBPNZD to actually pull back into. And also guys, I'm going to drop the link to my free channel. Now I can drop my links on YouTube because to an extent it's been verified to an extent. So I'm going to be dropping the link to my free community, my Telegram handle, and my X app. So you can do well to follow me on these platforms, join my free community on Telegram, so that you can be able to get more details. I did a live session during the week. This past week I did a live session on GBPNZD, SPX, BTC, and some other pairs as well. So we were able to make money during the week from all those pairs. but you're really missing a lot because you're also not on my free channel. It's not every time for me to be able to record video and drop it on this channel. It's actually more tasking and takes more time to edit and all those stuff, but it takes less time for me to just like pop up my screen and then just start a live session or just drop what my chat is looking like and what it is that I'm looking out for. So do well to go to the description, hit the link to my free community, hit the link to my Telegram, make sure you follow me on these social media platforms and the rest. So with that being said, we did look at GBPNZD during the week, and then we took our first level target here, which is a zone I've actually plotted ever since. If you look at the previous video, you're also going to see this green bar here. So we took our first level target here, hoping that the market was going to continue rallying to this next major zone, which according to our calculations, the move from here to this next major zone is around roughly 2,500 pip, around that pip size. I don't really like counting pip again, but I'm just trying to like give you a gist of it. So currently now we're seeing a morning start. The other zone we're also anticipating that the market is going to come to, so we're able to make money, but then it still gave us more pullback. So now we're seeing a morning start, which is a sign that the market actually wants to start rallying from the point where it is. Now if you buy based on this morning star, you're not wrong, because according to the laws of morning star candlestick pattern, you can actually according to the law of morning star candlestick pattern, the next progressive candles that are going to follow are going to be bullish candles. So you're going to make money. There's a chance you will make money. Yeah, let me put it like that. But if you want to wait for something more solid, I am going to be waiting for a break above this CTL, a pullback to it still. The reason why I'm going to be looking for a pullback above his CTL in this case is because he's now coming to break back above a major zone. Now, normally, whenever I see a close above CTL, I just go into my trade. But in this case, I'm going to be waiting for a pullback still because of this major zone. So if I see a break above it, a pullback, this green bar is still going to be my first level target, of course. And then this what's it called? This next major zone is going to be my overall level target. So that's that about GBPNZD. For more details, like I said, just go over the previous video and you're going to be able to get a better understanding of it. So without wasting much time, I'm just going to proceed into more pairs. I'm going to take us into more pairs it is that we have on our list. So for the next one, let's look at AUDJPY. Let's look at AUDJPY. I actually have a lot of pairs. That's why I didn't open the listing. That's why I didn't open what's it called. The reason why I didn't go through the previously analyzed pairs is because I have a lot of pairs before me. I am not sure if I'm going to be looking at everything in the course of this video. If I am unable to like treat everything into this YouTube video, I might just be dropping the analysis as a live session in my free community, or I'll just do with my students in the institute. So if you want to join the listing, you can also do well to join Exodus Institute, and then you'll be able to like not the YouTube platform, the Exodus Institute, the actual institute, and then you can be able to learn better from there. So like with that being said, if I'm unable to cover up everything, I might just do it as a live session, or I do everything. If the video is very long, I'll just cut it into, upload it as episode 9, then episode 10. Wow, we've gone very far. Episode 9 already. So with that being said, let's just look into AUDJPY. So we know the order of things. First things first, we come to the monthly time frame, where it is that we're going to be starting progressively to the lower time frame. Then we're going to now pick, which is where we're going to be picking our entries from. So if you go on my social media platforms, you're going to see from last year I've actually been able to like almost everything that has been happening on AUDJPY this year. I have not really had to do any analysis. All the analysis that I've done since last year has just been everything that's been playing out on AUDJPY. So like there's really nothing new for me. I'm just like waiting for pullbacks. I've been buying ever since, and then bought to my target, and then which is where the market now gave a drastic fall from, and then now it's broken below from the last week candlestick close. It broke below below the major trend line, which formed on the monthly time frame. So if you look in deep, you're going to see that the trend line that was holding the market to the upside. Let me take out some of my tools so that you're going to get a better understanding of what I'm talking of. So if you look in deep, you're going to see that the market actually came and then it broke the trend line to the downside. Now, in this kind of scenario, what it is that we're going to be waiting for is just a pullback to the neckline or any zone that is around it. Then if we are able to see a CTL break back to the downside, we should be looking for sales. So from what monthly time frame is telling us, we should be looking for selling opportunities. However, it's come to a zone and then this zone is looking like it's beginning to hold it up. Maybe the zone is just holding it up for the pullback. Maybe that's what's happening. But let's just go progressively to the lower time frame and see what else it is that is happening. If they are agreeing with what the monthly time frame has said, then we're just going to go with it. If they are not agreeing, then we're going to give it time for all the time frames to line up and then we now go into a trade. So with that being said, let me just bring back my tools. Let me bring back the tools I deleted, and then now to the weekly time frame. The next one to the weekly time frame. So now to the weekly time frame. So for what we can see on the weekly time frame here, we can see that the market has actually vividly closed below the the trend line, and then it's looking like it's actually pulled back on the weekly time frame. Now it's more like a retest there, so I can't even consider it a retest yet because it's not looking so much like a decent pullback that is going to allow us to draw a CTL on the weekly time frame. However, we are able to see that the trend line from the weekly time frame has been violated. It's been broken, like it's actually been taken out. So the next thing you want to do is you want to just go to the daily time frame and see if this candlestick pattern that formed last week actually gave a better move that we can regard to a pullback or something for sales, or if there's going to be any possible move that this thing that is just happening on AUDJPY is just like a breakout or something that's going to result into a fake out to the downside and then break back up to the upside and continue to trade to the upside again. Now that might happen. So if the market actually decides that everything it is that has been doing from the monthly time frame and the weekly time frame is just going to result into a fake out, whereby we're going to see the monthly time frame again come back to close above here. On the weekly time frame, we've seen that it's closed above here, but you already know it takes 4 weekly candles for the month to actually close, for the monthly candle to close. Now for the weekly time frame, we've seen that one has already closed where this arrow is. We've already seen that one has closed around this region, but however another next weekly candle can decide to come above here, then which means the monthly time frame is now going to maybe close above here if the rest of the weekly time frame decides to close here. So in this case, if this market wants to decide everything that's happened to this downside is a fake out and it wants to continue to the upside, I'm just basically going to wait for a break back above here, a pullback again that allows me to draw a CTL. Then here is going to be my first level target. Then I'm going to extend it back again to 107.450, which is going to be my overall level target. So that's how I'm going to be trading AUDJPY for buying scenarios. But if he wants to sell, I'm going to be looking for opportunities for me to draw a CTL. Now this is looking like this zone is, and this trend line is beginning to hold it back to the downside, but it's not looking like an opportunity for me to draw a CTL. It's not looking like an opportunity for me to draw a CTL. So if I go to the 4-hour time frame, let's see, it says an opportunity for a CTL move. So on the 4-hour time frame, it's looking like there's an opportunity. However, the CTL is not looking so juicy to me, because if we draw it, it's looking very, very slant. It's not like it's looking almost straight here. That's the word. It's looking like it's almost straight and not slant like it should be. So like because of that, I am not so much interested in the sales. And it looks like it's been broken already. Yeah, it's been broken already. I'm not so much interested in these sales. We can just see the market sell to this guy here, to this place, maybe form a double top and then continue to the upside. That might happen, and the market can decide to come here and then continue to the downside, because it's broken the upward trend line. So that might just happen, but this trend line is not something actually want to regard so much. This CTL is not something I want to trade based on because it's looking too linear. It's not looking like, it's not slant as much as I would like it to be. So there's a chance this market might still break to the upside, or maybe come back here, form a double bottom. If I'll be going into this trade here, if I'm going to be trading this, I'm going to be reducing my risk from what it used to be, because I don't actually enjoy this CTL. So now if I now see maybe another break below this major zone and then a progressive CTL to move formation again to it, and then I now see that it's beginning, then I can now say, okay, this sell is now confirmed, because it's not just the first CTL, now it's the second CTL, and then it's trading again below another zone. So I can now be able to say to myself that, okay, this market has actually changed its direction for real. It's actually changed its direction for real. So with that being said, I'm not going to waste too much time on this thing. I've already defined my entry for what a buy scenario is going to look like, and my entry for what a sell scenario is going to look like. For sales, I should, okay, I'm saying something. Let me just take this out and then bring out my trend line tool again. I'm coming. Oh, sorry guys. Where are you? Okay, so this is what I'm seeing on this one. Let me see if this trend, like if this CTL is going to better, is going to look better. Oh, it's not touching. Okay, it's broken this one as well, and it's still looking very, I don't like what it's looking like. I like my CTL looking more, it's not looking like the kind of CTLs I would usually like to trade based on. So I'm actually reserved on this very pair for sell, although the rest of the time frames have been telling me sells. For this market can decide to do anything it wants. If it decides to fall to the downside, that means it's just a trade I've missed, because I would like to trade something I'm actually much more confident with. So if it breaks to the upside, pulls back to it, then I'm going to be buying, which means everything that has happened to the downside is a fake out. Or if it continues to the downside, then I'll wait for another progressive pullback for me to now join the sales. So with that being said, I'll just progress to what's it called, GBPJPY. I'm going to progress down to GBPJPY, which is also another pair it is that we're looking at. Okay, so for GBPJPY, if you come to the monthly time frame, like I said, the order of things. So if you come to the monthly time frame, you're going to see that we've actually had a series of higher highs and higher lows in the past market events. We've been having a series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows. Let me point my arrows to it so I'll be able to get a better understanding. So we've been having a series of higher highs and then higher lows, higher highs again, higher lows. Then we've had a higher high equal low around here, which became a touch of the trend line. Higher highs again, higher low, higher highs, and then maybe this might just be a higher low for continuation to the upside. Now, since the market broke this major zone, it's not really had a decent pullback to it before continued rallying to the upside. So it's just rallied past even half of the almost the move to the next major zone. So like it's not really had a decent pullback. So but now it fell drastically to the downside, as you can see. The last month closed as a bearish candle, and then this month followed and still trading bearish, although it's still around the major zone. It's not broken above the major zone yet. It broke and then went back up around it. So it's yet to close, and then there's still a chance that this major zone where it's still around can just still hold it back to the upside. Point is, everything it is that is happening on the GBPJPY for us is looking like the market is still very bullish. It's still looking like the market is in a bullish momentum. So with that being said, I'm just going to move to the to the weekly time frame. So while that loads, I'm just going to give you guys a much more detailed intro on the institute, like I briefly talked about the other time. So what I basically have on the institute is a couple of skills. So I have tutors that have actually come together to like that have actually been able to come together to make to create sessions on on their different line of career, or should I say different parts, yeah, different careers or skills thereabout, whichever word you choose to use for it. So Exos Institute is where you basically come to and then you learn how to trade, you learn graphic design, you learn different skills. So we still have some skills that are under review. So as soon as they are accredited, they are going to be listed on the institute as well, and then you can also apply to learn them as well. So basically our website is going to be, I'm going to be dropping the link to my website, so as for you to be able to go and sign up if you want to learn very well. But for now, you can just like join the free community, and then you can reach me easily via this free community if you want to learn any skill whatsoever, like just like the ones I've mentioned. Those are the accredited ones. So if you want to learn those ones, you can just like join the free community via the link below. And then if you've joined the free community via the link below, you can just like through me sign up manually for the this thing, sign up. And then if if it's just trading, just like hit the link still, and then you follow through my trading details and the rest of it. So with that being said, let's come back to the matter at hand, which is now we're at the weekly time frame. So from what you're saying on the weekly time frame, this is looking like the touch of this trend line to the upside. This massive trend line, the one from the this other big trend line, it's not, we're not actually expecting the market to actually move into it now. However, the market can decide to also go down to it. But for now, there's a chance that this other trend line, which is looking like the touch to the upside, can just hold. Ouch. So can just hold the market now and then start pulling the market to the upside. Now, this trend line can just together with this zone can just start pulling the market to the upside. So if that starts to happen, of course, I'm not just going to start trading this market if I don't see a solid confirmation, which is, I believe by now you should have already been able to like get a gist of it. I'll just go to the lower time frame, use my entry confirmation, and then pick my entries, uh and then we proceed into managing our trades, and then the rest of it like that. So basically that's that on that for AUDJPY, GBPNZD, and GBPJPY. So you can just like go from what we've seen on this thing. As long as this trend line and this major zone continues to hold, GBPJPY remains bullish. As long as these two zones continues to hold, GBPJPY remains bullish. So all I'm going to be waiting for is a proper move to the upside, a pullback, like let it break more to the up, let it come back above the major zone very well, a slight pullback that allows me to draw a CTL, blah 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 blah. Then I go into the I go into the this thing, I go into the trade. So now let's look at BTC. Let's look at BTC. I want to dive into crypto. Let's look at some crypto pairs. Let's look at some crypto pairs. So I think we did look at sugar together. Was it? I think it, no. I think it was on the this thing. So if you took this with me on the this thing, if you took this with me on in the free channel, so you should have been able to like bank something to your account as well. We looked into sugar, which is a commodity pair. Yeah, I'm not really a forex trader or crypto trader or this thing. I really love to call myself a financial market trader. So like I really trade anything whatsoever it is that the market allows me to understand at the time. If I'm able to understand this at the time, that's what I'm going into. I'm not really a fan of sticking to all these rules that you have to do this, you have to do this at this time. What if the market is not giving me that and I'm seeing something I better understand in another pair? Definitely I'm not going to take the opportunity. So from the last time we looked at BTC was from the first video I uploaded on this channel. That was my analysis. That was, I think, my last analysis on BTC, and from there we were able to predict BTC to $60,000 from $19,000 thereabout, and then now we've clearly had our target. So if you doubt me, just go to my previous video and you're going to see for yourself. So now From the weekly time frame, I'm seeing something on this thing. Let me just clear my chart a little bit so that everything can be well detailed to you guys. Let me clear my chart. So for BTCUSD now, it's looking like it's looking bearish. However, there's still a chance it's going to go bullish from here. I'm going to show us why. So if you bring out your Fibonacci now and then you draw it from swing low to swing high, from this point, if you draw a Fibonacci from swing low to swing high at this point here, and also it's going to help you determine how it is that I'm able to get the level at 83,500. It's $3,500. So if you draw a Fibonacci from swing low to swing high, you're going to notice that this market actually did more like come into the Fibonacci here. This Fibonacci has really pretty much been holding this market to the upside. Like the market came, oh sorry, I want to pick my arrow. I don't know where I pick this. Get out. Okay, so now the market actually came here. The market rallied into this point, and then the Fibonacci was able to hold it to the upside. However, it formed a lower low to this one. And then not just a lower low, it formed a massive evening star. And progressively after an evening star usually is a series of bearish candles, which is one of the reasons why BTC should actually sell. And apart from that, this again is looking like a higher high to this one, so which means this is a lower low to this is a lower low to this. So it's been giving us series of characteristics why this market should fall. If you look at this is actually a lower, this right here is a lower low to this. After forming a lower high, then it came again, form a lower low, then formed a lower high, and then formed a lower low again. Although the market actually is still trading right here, which means the market can decide to close back above this major zone. However, it actually did came below this guy. Even the Fibonacci was unable to like hold it suddenly, but now it's looking like it's trading back above it again. So there's a series of reasons why BTC should still continue selling to the downside. There's a series of reasons why BTC should keep selling to the downside. However, I'm going to take you guys to the daily time frame and show you something, which is a reason why BTC can actually still move to the upside. Now it is on this lower time frame that I'm also going to be showing us how it is that I'm going to be taking my trades in whichever direction it is that BTC now decides to want to go into. So now let's see from the daily time frame. Let's see from the daily time frame what exactly it is that is happening on the chart. Oh, let me take out this Fibonacci. My chart is looking very, very rough, and I don't like that. So I like my chart being aesthetically clean. So with that being said, so if you look at this, and then you draw this trend line that I removed while trying to explain things. Okay, let me just bring back my tools instead. I think that's going to help us more. So if you want to learn how it is you're going to be plotting your zones, you want to learn how it is to better use, what's it called, if you want to know how it is to better use all these levels and all the things it is I'm teaching on this in these videos, in the series of my YouTube videos that I'm making. So first off, you can start by just joining the free community. Join the free community, and then if you want to proceed to learn more, then you can proceed to sign up to the institute, and then you'll be able to do this. You're able to get the actual secret ingredient. So you'll be able to get the secret ingredients of how things are done, and then you'll be able to do things for yourself. So now coming to this thing, we actually did a live session on my free channel as well. On Telegram, I did a free session there. I did a free live session here. That's what I'm looking for. And then I told them that we should sell BTC from around here, looking at some charts, this and all that. So I'm not going to go fully into that because that's already past. We've been able to make money from that as well. So my first level target for that was here, and then I was able to take my first level target. Unfortunately, BTC came back to stop us out for break even, thereby forming a double top around this point. After forming the double top around this point, it just like massively rolled down to the it massively rolled to the downside, which I was now like anticipating that it's going to come hit my target, my overall level target at this before this. But now it's looking like it's beginning to give us another chance for entry. Looking like it's beginning to give us another chance for entry on sales now. But the only reason why I'll be selling this market is, as you can see, this market is beginning to trade back above this major zone. But if you want to sell again, I want you to come and close down below, not just below this zone, not just below this major zone, but also below this CTL that I've drawn on the 4-hour time frame. I mean, I'm just going to like take us to the 4-hour time frame now so that we can be able to see it. But first, let me explain to us reasons why this market can decide to buy. Let me give us reasons why this market can decide to buy and where my first level target on BTC is going to be if I decide to sell. Now, if you look in deep to this, you're going to see that this zone here, this point here where the market actually got to, which was the previous lower low before this lower low actually came to form. If you look at this, and then if you look at this, this is looking like a possible head. This is looking like a possible shoulder. BTC can decide to come here, which is equivalent of this zone. BTC can decide to rally to this point, which is where I am going to be making my first level target. BTC can decide to come here and then become an inverse head and shoulder pattern. You need to learn to open your eyes whenever it is that you're analyzing the market and take everything into observation, then wait for the most solid stuffs before you go into your trade. So BTC can decide to come here and then become an inverse head and shoulder pattern, thereby forming a possible chart pattern that might actually raise the market to the upside. Remember, there was a Fibonacci from the weekly time frame. So everything combined together. Let me take out some of my tools. I don't like this. It's looking rough. Come in. Okay, we don't need this again. Okay, so with that being said, let me just bring out my arrow. Or that being done rather, let me just bring it back. So now BTC can decide to come back to this guy. Let me even put my green bar here now, so that I can be able to like get a better understanding of what it is I'm talking of. So BTC can decide to come into that zone, which is going to be where my first level target is going to be, and then it forms a possible, I'm using the word possible because it can decide not to hold, and then it can just hit my first level target and then still continue down to the overall level target, which is going to be $48,000. So if I see a break below the CTL, I'm going to be selling the market. Then 55,700 is a 55,800. Let me just let me push it a little bit higher. 55,800 is going to be where my first level target is going to be. $48,000 is going to be where my overall level target is going to be. But for should in case the zone actually holds that 55,800, it might actually now become an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Now, if it becomes an inverse head and shoulder pattern, there is a high chance that once it becomes an inverse head and shoulder pattern, it's going to lift the market to the upside. However, I'm not going to touch BTC. Let it do anything it is I want to do. Let it do anything it is I want to do. Now it's beginning to like, that means it's beginning to like give me signs that there is a chance that this market can like from there move massively to the upside. So what I'm going to like say to myself is, it is until BTC now comes to invalidate this chart pattern here, just like this chart pattern held, this one can also decide to hold, like just this greenback can decide to hold it back to the downside. But if it decides to come back above this zone and then give me a pullback, then I see a continuation candle close, I might buy. This place is going to, I will buy. It is not even mine. I am going to buy this, my first level target, and then 83,500, where was the where that happened to be the Fib extension that I drew. Remember the Fibonacci I drew on the weekly time frame? That was where the Fibonacci extension actually matched up with 83,500. So it is at 83,500 I'm going to be taking my next level target. So I'm going to be taking my first level target at 71,500. Then 83,500 is going to be my overall level target for BTC if it decides to buy. This is where I'm going to be buying from. Or better still, let's even clear out all these things that is looking like a range. Let's clear them out. Then a proper break above this green bar, which is around 71,500, a pull back to it. Then if I see a continuation candle close, here is going to be my overall level target, 83,500. But for this, here my first level target, and then here my overall level target. So basically that's how I'm going to be trading and managing my trades for BTC. That's my plan for BTC. So I think we've been able to look into 4 different pairs. I think we've been able to look into 4 different pairs. So it is until this, what's it called? It is until this CTL is taken out, that is when I'm going to be going in for buys. But as long as this zone and this CTL continues to hold, that means I am not interested in anything it is that BTC wants to offer. That will mean you go deceive. I will hold my money, you hold your trading opportunity. If you're not giving me what I want, I'm not going in. So sorry. Okay guys, so let's continue. So I still have a couple of pairs. Like I said, this video might be long, or I might just decide to like round it up because looks like I'm getting tired already. So I will just like round it up, and then maybe during the week I might just like make it a live session in the channel, and then we're going to look at the rest of the pairs together. So for ETH, I'm looking for sales. For BCH, I'm looking for FTM, I'm looking for sales as well. So those are crypto pairs. So let's try and look at ETH and maybe FTM then later on. Let's try and see. Okay, so for ETHUSD, which is Ethereum USD, so we actually did look at a sell in the should I say 2 weeks back? Yeah, a week to 2 weeks back on the free channel too, and we were able to get a full TP on the trade. So we're able to get a full TP on the trade. So you really need, you have to be on that channel. It's going to help you a lot. It's going to help you a lot. So we're still looking for more sales. Crypto is still looking like ETH is still looking bearish. Still looking bearish. If you come to the weekly time frame, let me just, I think I will need to take out some of my tools. Okay. Let me take this out. I no longer need them. We already made the money we want to make using all those ones. Okay, so let me just zoom out and then show you guys. So if you draw your trend line here, and then from this zone, so if you draw a trend line from this zone, oh gosh, I didn't get that right. Let me bring it back out again. So I think I'll just like, after this, I'll just like drop the rest of the pairs I'm looking at as a pictorial example, in case I'm unable to like analyze the rest of the listing today in the channel. So in the Telegram channel, I mean. So for this, we were able to see, now we're seeing from the weekly time frame that we had the first touch of the trend line, we have the second touch of the trend line. So if this market wants to decide that, okay, I'm no longer interested in selling, which is like I just showed you on the daily time frame, I want to see a break below the CTL for sales. But if the market wants to decide I'm no longer interested in selling, this is what I'm not going to be waiting for. I'm going to wait for a break above this trend line. It's simple, just a break above the trend line, a pullback to it. Okay, so I'm just going to be waiting for a break above this trend line and this guy here. Then I'm going to wait for a break above it, a pullback, then continuation candle close. Of course, this green bar here, my first level target 3,100. Then overall level target is going to be at this major zone. So overall level target is going to be at this, no, it's going to be at this black bar here. Overall level target is going to be at this black bar, because as you can see, this is a major turning point also on the weekly time frame. But it's less, I won't really say less significant. That's why I put my zone here, but I just have to mark it out, because if I say I should use this kind of zone to map it out again, it will look too much close, and it will look like many lines, that is too much zones that is close to each other here. So I just have to like differentiate it. So here is also like a major zone, but in this case I just use my black line. So Here my overall level target, here the 3,100 my first level target. So that's for buys, but as long as it remains below this trend line, and then it might just pull back to this place for the third touch of the trend line to continue going down, or just break the CTL and then we continue trending it back down to $2,000 per coin. So that's for this thing. So I'm just going to be waiting for, I am trying to rush this so I don't have to spend so much time on this thing. So I'm just going to be waiting for those entry criteria to be fulfilled. Then I'm going to go into my next trading opportunity for ETHUSD. So like I said, we've been able to make something already. Not just something, we've been able to like bank a lot from ETHUSD. So another crypto that also paid us off during the last week was, I won't really say paid off yet, although let me just say paid off because we're risk free on the trade already. We're actually risk free on it. We're actually risk free on the trade. So another crypto pair that paid us off is FTMUSD. So for stocks, if you're majorly a stock trader or like you also want to start trading stock or like that, so like I said, I look into the financial market. I'm not really this guy that just stays on one particular pair and listen. Once I see the pattern, I do understand on a certain currency, on a certain commodity, on a certain stock, on a certain indices, I just trade it and then make money from it. Basically, that's what I do on a certain crypto. So it helps me to like diversify my portfolio, invest, and then do other things. So FTMUSD has also helped us to make quite a significant amount of money. So it is until I see a break below this thing. So for my guys that followed through with the trade in the free channel, like I said, we should I believe every one of you should be risk free now. If you were attentive to the listen, if you were attentive to the trade plan, you should be risk free by now. So you should be risk free by now. So I'm just waiting for a break back below the CTL, but not just the CTL in this case. I'm also going to be waiting for a break below this zone, this next minor zone. Yeah, this is next minor zone. Want to learn how I'm able to determine the next minor zone? You would have to actually sign up to the institute. In this case, you would not just have to join the community but have to sign up to the institute. This particular entry style is proprietary to just my students. This particular one is proprietary to just my students. I have actually had to like do a lot of back testing, do a lot of like forward testing, do a lot of putting money at risk to be able to like get this particular means of carving out this zone, and then I have been able to like make it into a part of their teachings, and then they've been able to learn from it. And I believe by now, if you're my student, or you should be making money using this zone, or you should be protecting your money with these zones. And listen, so it's the latest, is the new entry model that I uploaded on the listen. So I'm just waiting for a break back below both of them. But for the case of this video, I'm just going to like highlight it so that you're going to know where the zone is. Okay, the zone is at 0.37. The zone is at 0.3120. So that's where the zone is. You can just map it out. If you see it close below it, then with your 4-hour candle close, and then just pick a sell your next level target at 0.2328, and then your stop loss above the previous high, or should I, yeah, above the previous high, and then you just sell and then make money from it progressively as the market offers. So that's that on the crypto pairs that I'm looking at. I think I'll just look into one stock. Yeah, I'll just look into one stock and then round it up. I have German 30 that I'm looking at. I have this thing. So basically what I do is, since I swing trade and then I know it usually takes me a lot of time before I get entry opportunities, I just like look into various pairs and then I just set my price target. So whenever it is I've done that and I've set my price target, I just like get into other activities, and then whenever it is that my price target has actually alerted me that there's a trade now for me to go into, I just go into the trade, and then as I go into the trade, I just like forget about it again, let the trade play out, and then by the time the trade is done playing out, another one is probably set for me to enter again. So the risk that I've removed from the other trade, or maybe when I'm risk free, even when I've not totally closed the trade, but when I'm risk free, all I'm just doing is a transfer of risk from that pair that I've removed my risk from, and then I'm putting into another trade. So it helps me to constantly make money. I don't have to stay on my charts every time. If I've done the analysis once, I just have to like progressively make money from it as my price alert it gives me a sign that now there's a trade, now there's a trade, now step out of the trade, now take your profits, now do this, now do that. So basically that's what I do. So I'm just going to be looking at one stock pair, or should I just look into German 30? Okay, let's look into a stock pair. Let's look at Tesla. I've treated Tesla on this channel before, so we've been able to make quite a number of money from Tesla on this channel. If you followed me, you've been able to make not just a little, but we've been able to make significant amount of money on this channel if you followed me through with the, for a while now. So you should have been able to follow and make money from Tesla as well, which was one of the major pairs it is that we've been looking at since the channel started. So like I said, we've made money from it. So for now, the next opportunity that we were looking at a sell at first. Now it looks like the market has come and then it's shifted gear, because it looks like the market has come and then it shifted gear. However, there's no confirmation yet. We're going to wait for confirmation, and then when we do have our confirmation, we're going to be going into the trade, and then we're going to be making money from it. I'm using a word that sounds very, very definite, because like I make sure I do my analysis in such a way that gives me a solid confirmations. I do my analysis in such a way that gives me solid confirmations, so that even if I am going to lose money to the market, it's going to be on a rare occasion, and then I can keep my psychology intact and then consistently make money for myself. So with that being said, yeah, I am just going to like draw this trend line. And then if you notice from this trend line, you're going to see that the market is actually now trading back below the trend line again, although it looks like it broke above it to the upside, but now it's trading back above it. It's trading back above it. However, this market is looking on the daily time frame like it's formed the CTL instead. Now the CTL might just eventually result into an actual trend line and keep holding the market to the downside, but if it eventually breaks to the upside, I'm going to be taking what's it called? I'm going to be taking a buys from this market. And if it also gives me signs of that the market actually wants to start selling, and then I'm able to get this in, I'm going to come drop it on either YouTube, or I'll drop it on my Telegram channel, and then we'll be able to make money from it. So now, from what we've seen on Tesla, everything is looking very, very bearish, like, because it's still trading back below the major zone. Is also trading back below the trend line. It's trading back below the major zone. It's trading back below the trend line. But if you look in deep, you're going to see that if you look in deep, you're going to see that you're going to see that this is actually looking like a possible inverse head and shoulder pattern. And now this is looking like it came to the neckline and then is moving to the upside. You might just be like a retest back to the descent before a continuation to the downside. If that happens, I don't have a trade within this range. I'll just wait for a break below this zone, a pullback to it, then I'll start selling to this next major zone right here. So that will be my plan for sales. And here is going to be my first level target. Here is going to be my first level target. However, if a buy wants to happen, that means I would like to see a break back above this major zone, a break back above this trend line, and a break above this CTL that I've drawn on the daily time frame. So let's go to the daily time frame now for a better clarity on what it is I'm talking of, so that I can be able to get a more cleared information on what I'm saying. So let me just take out this trend line. I'm not needing it again now. This CTL is already doing the work for me. So basically what I'm going to be waiting for on Tesla is I want to see a break back above this CTL. Not just a break back above the CTL this time, but I'm going to be waiting for a pullback below here to it, I'm going to be waiting for a break, a pullback, then a continuation candle close before I now start buying. Here is going to be my first level target, which is the 100 level retracement, and which is a point I'm actually become a double top. And then here is going to be my overall level target, which is the zone from the monthly, which is the zone from the monthly time frame and all that. So now the reason why I'm waiting for a break back above this, a pullback to it, and then a continuation candle closes, I can't possibly put my, what's it called, I can't possibly pick my entry here and then come put my stop loss here. It's not looking like, it's looking very, yeah, let me put it like this, is looking very massive to me. So I want to see a retest, something that is going to make my stop loss minimal, that is going to make me be able to use a more smaller stop loss. Then if I see a continuation candle, then I'm now going to start buying this zone as my major, as my first level target, and then this major zone as my this $300 per share as my overall level target for Tesla. So basically that's how I'm going to be trading this market. That is how I am going to be trading Tesla. Here my first level target, and here my overall level target. So that actually brings me to the end of this video. That brings me to the end of this particular lesson. So maybe during the week, maybe if my schedule isn't too much, I am going to try as much as possible to come on to the lesson, to come on to the Telegram community, and then give you guys a more detailed lesson on the ones that I'm going to be trading. If I am able to get other trade, if I'm able to get other trades before these ones have analyzed. But there's a high chance that Adobe stock, there's a high chance that what's it called, there's a high chance that Adobe stock, there's a high chance that GBPNZD is going to be giving us a trade in this week. So those two should actually be help us make profits during the week, and then from there we'll proceed into waiting for the rest of the pairs that I've analyzed as well, and then we'll make money like consistently. The goal isn't to trade every day, the goal is to make money consistently. The goal is to make something consistently, so that we can always be able to like make withdrawals and all that. And that can only happen if we're able to take solid trade, manage our risk, and also follow a good trade management plan. So that is how we can be able to progressively do that for ourselves. So before I go off this video, please guys, do me a favor, make sure, I believe you've been able to learn something. I know you've been able to learn something from this video. Even though you know it seems like you know these things before, it brings to your remembrance and then helps you to stay consistent with the things you've known. So do well to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, so that the YouTube algorithm can recommend this video to other traders. And also do well to drop me a comment if you've enjoyed the video. So with that being said, I'll just round up here and then catch up with you guys in the next couple of videos. So cheers guys, bye.